So guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time, please do not forget, subscribe to our channel here, alright, and make sure you like this video. Please press the like button. Now, today's video, it's going to be a very detailed video, alright. I don't want to rush over this video because it is a video like a subscriber asked me to do this. So I decided to go all over again. And we are going to be talking from the title you already see. It is about studies in Austria. And I want to talk detailedly about studies in Austria. I will talk about some of the things we need to know, general things we need to know about studies in Austria. That's why I don't want to rush, all right? Then I will talk about how you can locate universities and apply to Austria, how the admission procedure works. Then after you get admissions, what you need to do. Then after you get admissions, the things you need to do until you arrive Austria, all right? So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is that most of us, we don't have the Austrian embassy in our home countries. For example, it is found in Nigeria. For those who are located around West Africa, you can get the Austrian embassy only in Abuja, all right? We don't have it in Cameroon. It's not in, I don't know if it's in Ghana. It's not in Ghana because I find some information on the embassy's website which is talking about Ghanaians so that they can actually apply from Nigeria. Now, something we should start with is where is Austria and how is it? Austria is a country in Europe, all right? Of course, it is a member of the Schengen zone and the European Union. Austria has similarities to Germany, all right? So expect to learn German in Austria or to get people who speak German in Austria. So that is something you should know. Equally, understand that Austria is a country where the education system is highly advanced. Insurance policy is very good in Austria as well. If you are a refugee moving to Austria, you should understand that you will be treated good, but there are some limitations to refugees in Austria. Now, some universities will allow you study and to work in Austria. Let me say some universities will allow you to study and work. Not some, all universities will permit you work in as much as you are legal, all right, because you can work in Austria for sure. 20 hours is guaranteed. But now, as a refugee, that was what I wanted to say before, it is going to be difficult for you to work because you are not permitted to work, but some refugees do work as well, but it is risky, all right? They do this type of method where others use people's documents to work, but like I said, it is risky. Don't risk yourself that way. Now, remember I said as an international student who is looking for opportunities to study in Austria, understand that most universities in Austria don't teach bachelor's degree programs. All right. As a matter of fact, I have a video on this YouTube channel where I talked about universities that offer bachelor's programs. For example, the University of Vienna will offer bachelor's degree programs. All right. The University of Vienna have bachelor's degree programs that you can study. And this university, there is a university in the University of Business and Economics in Vienna as well, has two bachelor's programs. One is in business and economics, and there is another one I'm forgetting. There are just two. Then there is another university, I think it's Technical University of Vienna. So if you are looking for universities where you can study in Austria or bachelor's degree programs, you should consider most of the universities I mentioned. All right, if you are looking for bachelor's degree, please indicate in the comment section. I will bring more videos about that again. Or maybe I will link the videos up here that have programs in that you can study for bachelor's level. Now, let's go to the next topic, which is which universities offer master's programs in English. Almost all universities in Austria offer master's programs in English. Okay? Now, let's look at the tuition fee and the admissions timeline. If you want to study in Austria, understand that you may turn to apply, or Austrian admissions opens from let's say from around November, December, January against spring of the following year. For example, if you want to study in 2023, know that some universities are opening their doors now for admissions. While though if you want to study in September, October next year, you are going to start your application from April, May, all right? March, April, May. So that is what you should understand. Now, equally, looking at the tuition fee, most Austrian universities, I am actually making this video because someone asked me and I want to elaborate very well. If you don't have money, because the person told me they don't have a lot of money, Now, if you don't have money, understand that you can study in Austria for very little amount of money, but you should put into consideration that as soon as you want to apply for your study visa, you need money in your bank account, all right? You need money in your bank account to apply for your study visa. It is very important. Now, understand that the money is going to be at least 10,000 to 12,000 euros, all right? But if you ask me, I would suggest that put 12,000 euros in the account, because 12,000 euros is the preferred amount you need in that particular account. And make sure it is your account, because if it is not your account, it is going to be very disadvantageous to you, because Austria does not want cases where you would say that you have money in an account and at the end of the day they cannot find the money. So they want to do it in such a way that if the account is actually your account, when you move to Austria, you will have access to the money to do your residence permit. Remember, you are going to get what is called the study visa, not the residence permit. Then when you arrive Austria, Vienna or Innsbruck or whichever city, you are going to now do your residence permit. And you still need this money in your account to do your residence permit. You have to show that you have money to do the residence permit. Now, most of the schools in Austria that I have for you here, all right, I will be listing them from my device here. We have a lot of universities in Austria, and they include the University of Innsbruck, the University of Vienna, the University of Graz, all right, the Technical University of Graz. We have a lot of them, all right. I don't want to be mentioning, I will just bring videos for them one after the other. The reason I'm focusing or putting more energy for Austria is because, like I told you, tuition fee is very low. Then that is the first advantage. Secondly, it is easy to get a job in Austria after you finish your studies. Remember, you are going to be working part-time. It is not going to be easy for you, but you can find a job, all right, if you are serious. Now, also remember that if you want to study nursing, because people have been asking me this a lot, if you want to study nursing in Austria, you should know that you have to study the German language, because without the German language, you may not study nursing in Austria. And if you really want to work in Austria after you finish your degree program, try to enroll in a program in Austria. It is very, very important, all right? Now, these are the things you need. If you equally don't want to migrate through studies, you can migrate through au pair. Au pair is like a house help job, all right? It is found in most countries in Europe. It is in Germany, it is in Denmark, it's in Sweden, it's in France, it's in Austria, where you live with a host family, and of course the family take care of you. They pay you monthly allowances, and of course you take care of their maybe cleaning, cooking, taking care of their kids. But in most cases you don't even cook, because they may not like what you are cooking. I hope you understand. And you may not like what they are cooking. So sometimes you only take care of their kids and their house and all the rest. But how do you apply for au pair? I have a video on this channel where I did and I explained in detail that if you want to apply for an au pair job, you should create an account online. You go to aupair.com, you go to au pair jobs in Europe, all right? You create accounts there. I also explained how the account is going to look like, how you can put the account to make it look good, all right? So let's leave that part for now. We move further with the study pathway, because that is what we need most. Like I was telling somebody today who paid for consultation with me, I do consultation. Please verify the links in the video description box. If you equally need admissions to Latvia, Turkey, please check. There is an email in the video description box, all right? So we can navigate from there. And again, I was telling this person that to move abroad is something you need to plan for it. You cannot just get up one day and you are moving abroad, or you want to move abroad. Now, let's go further. If you identify all these universities, now it is time for you to identify the university you want to apply to, all right? You need to now identify the school you want to apply to. Now, how do you identify the school? If you are looking for an economics program, or if you want to study a program like economics, all you need to do now is you check all the universities. For example, if you type on Google list of universities in Austria for international students, all universities will come out. Now you pick them one after the other and you place back on Google on a different search engine, all right? You type the name of the university and you add admissions. The link is going to open and you check all the degree programs, check the requirements. When you do this, you may do this, and if you are looking for master's programs, before you reach the third university, you would find your program. Because most universities in Austria have programs ranging from business management, economics, finance, and all the rest, all right, computer technology. So you should look into that, and of course, if you find a program, it is going to help a lot. So when you locate a program, you now locate the tuition fee. The reason I'm saying you should locate the program and locate the tuition fee and the application dates is because most universities don't have the same dates. Most universities don't have the same tuition fee. You may go to a university and you notice that that it has programs ranging from let's say the programs for international students will charge you like maybe 350 euros or 363 euros plus value added tax, all right? So that is the money you are paying for that particular semester in that university, 363 euros. But other universities will charge 720 and others will charge 1,142. Now, equally understand that there are private schools in Austria that will charge you more, all right? They will charge you more, so you have to know all of these things. Now, when you locate the university and apply to, for example, if you go to my channel, I always emphasize that you'll do early application. Application varies from program to program. There is a school that I did for some people. They were actually going through an interview, and when they went through that interview, none of them made it. So as an advice number one, I would suggest that if you are applying for schools in Austria, make sure that you locate schools that don't need an online exam, all right? Now, early application is very important. Again, when you get the admissions decision, if you are admitted to study in Austria, know that before you even do the application, some schools will ask you to legalize your documents, to submit legalized copies of your documents, while others will ask you to do the legalization only when you get the admissions, which means that after the admissions, you now need to go and you apply for your visa, and you cannot apply for the visa without legalizing your documents. So that is why you need to legalize your documents after the admissions, okay? Now, when you do that, for you to do that, remember I have talked about legalization. For those who haven't watched the videos, please note that you have to do legalization at the level of the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, all right? Then you take it to the Austrian Embassy. First, you go through VFS office for verification and confirmation. Then after that, you carry the documents to the embassy in Abuja, all right? So that is something you should know. And there is a fee for everything. When you go for embassy, or let me say you book an appointment to the embassy in Abuja, it may not cost you much money, all right? It will not cost you too much, but understand that the visa may take 1 or 2 or 3 days to be out, so you have to persevere. And before you go, make sure you plan yourself and know the things that you are going to be using, or the phones or the food that you are going to be eating. After that, you go for visa application. Remember the documents you use to apply for your program. Now, if you didn't know the documents you are going to be using for your program to apply, I will just give you a general rundown. Most of them will ask you to submit, let's say, a copy of your high school documents, all right? Then some will equally ask you to submit your transcripts if you want to apply for masters, and your diploma, and equally a motivation letter and a recommendation letter. Yes, they need them as well. But if your program don't ask for recommendation letters or motivation letters, you do not need to submit it, all right? All you need to do is to provide the required documents and you move. Some programs will equally ask for 50 euros application fee, while others will not ask for that. And again, if you want to apply for programs in Austria, for example, if you want to apply for universities, know that English proficiency is very important. But those who come from Nigeria and English-speaking countries around the world, you don't need to submit any document like proof of English, all right? You do not need that document. But again, if they don't ask you, because some programs will equally ask you for documents, like for example, there is this school I was checking, they have their own English form. If you can speak and write and understand, print the form, take it to your institution, the last institution you study, let them sign the form and stamp it. There was let me say, a form like that, all right? So that is what you should know. Now, there is another thing I want to say when it comes to English proficiency. Most programs will ask you to submit ielts, but always read the program website very well. Other programs will say that if the admissions is closed, we will assess the documents, and if we have more students, we will call for an online interview. It is possible like that in Austria. So you should put this into consideration so that at the end of the day, you don't get in mixed up. I want to just do these details, and because I don't want to rush, because I know admissions is going to start very soon and a lot of you will be applying, so pay attention to this. Now, when it comes to, when you get the admissions, you have to apply for visa, and the same documents you are using for visa applications are your educational qualifications, your international passport, All right, you need your proof of funds, your bank statement, which is 12,000 euros. All right, you print that document. Make sure you don't bump all the money in the account when you are about to apply for the visa. Make sure, now those of you watching me from Pakistan, India, Nigeria especially, please know that your population is enormous, or let me say you guys are many in your country, or the population in your country is very big. So if you have to apply for an Austrian student visa, you should try to book your appointment early, very early. It is very, very important, very, very early. Now, when you reach the stage for the visa, Austria does not waste time. If you have the money and the required documents, they will give the visa to you. Okay, that is something a lot of people don't know. Just make sure you have a lot of money, they will give you the visa. Now, when you have the visa and you move to Austria, that is when you have to do your residence permit, all right? Your temporary residence permit. Remember, you got just the visa. It is the same procedure, but Finland has a different procedure nowadays, which I'll be explaining in another video, all right? So when you move, that is when you are going to apply for your residence permit. And you still need money in your account, guys. At least 6,000 euros plus. You need that money. Don't remove the money when you apply for your study visa in Abuja. Don't remove from your account, because you cannot even apply for the residence permit without this money. Sometimes some people, they usually like do it in such a way that they check me, I drop the money to them, then it makes some time, they do the document, all right? They already know all these tricks, so make sure you follow the right procedure. The embassy already know all of these things. So for you to succeed in this, you need to really focus on what you are going to be doing, all right? I hope you understand. Early planning is important, but again, you should have a lot of money. Now, let's go to the other things which involve insurance. When you are trying to apply for a student visa to Austria, make sure your medical insurance is very well organized. Don't go to agents that may be the one to go and buy your insurance yourself. I'm saying this because there is someone who came and complained to me that agents duped him, and of course, things went gaga. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, taking you again for a recap on how the process looks like. First of all, you go to Google, you locate a university. That is step number 1. Step number 2, you check the requirements and, of course, the application deadlines and the tuition fee. That is step number 2. Step number 3, you start the online application. Create your account, log in your details, put in all your information, all right, your past qualifications, your educational qualifications, put it on the details. That is step number 3. Step number 4, you go for an online interview in case there is an interview, all right. Then step number 5, you submit your documents for the step number 4 before you submit the application. You pay your application fee. Then step number 5, you go for interview if there is. Then step number 6, they are going to like issue you an admissions offer. Step number 7, you pay your tuition fee if you are applying to a private university. If you are not applying to a private university, of course, your tuition fee is going to be very little. But if you are applying to a very big university, which is like a private university, that is the meaning of very big, because the biggest schools in Austria are the University of Innsbruck, the University of, there is another university, I'm forgetting the name, the University of Vienna, the University of Innsbruck, and the University of Graz. Yes, that's the university. These are the most populated universities in Austria. So you should check all of that and do your things yourself. Make sure your medical insurance is standby. Before you move to Austria, you need accommodation. Make sure you get accommodation before you move, because it is very, very important, all right? I hope this video is going to help somebody. We are already moving into 2023 and most admissions are going to start very soon. So make sure you buckle yourself like this, all right? If you want to move to Europe, the time is now. A lot of things are changing. Norway is about to introduce tuition fee. Remember, Sweden, Finland, and were free before, and they brought in the tuition fee. Now, if Norway introduced, only Germany is left, and maybe in some few years to come, Germany will also introduce. So pay attention to this, and we meet again in another video. If you haven't subscribed and liked this video, please do so, all right, so that we can get recommendations from YouTube. Our target is to reach 25,000 by December, or the end of December, guys. Thank you so much. Till we meet again in another one. Peace.